Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the shooting of a Memphis police officer, that's in North Texas, issues a blue alert for an armed suspect. Victoria police arrest a driver after a high-speed chase Thursday night, and the superintendent's search continues for the Victoria Independent School District.
Well, the showers finally showed up. There you saw the little bit of rain that's occurring in the area. This will happen again tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to mess up your weekend. We'll be talking about that and taking a look at the tropics coming up in a moment.
Court will hear the DNA case of a Texas death row inmate. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Don Brubaker. Shauna Curry is on assignment. The DPS issued a blue alert Friday morning for 33-year-old Seth Altman. He is wanted for reportedly shooting Memphis, Texas Police Chief Rex Plant Thursday night. Altman is a 6'2" male with blue eyes, red or auburn hair, and weighs about 220 pounds. He was last seen wearing a blue t-shirt, blue jeans. Altman was last seen in Memphis, that's about an hour from Amarillo, Thursday night. The DPS says Altman is believed to be armed and dangerous. Governor Greg Abbott announced a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and capture of Altman. The DPS added the suspect to its 10 most wanted fugitive list. Cell phone users may be wondering why they received this blue alert notification on their devices this morning. To read more on blue alerts and why we received them, visit our website, crossroadstoday.com. The Victoria Police Narcotics Team was doing an investigation when they pulled over a 2019 white Ford F-150 early this morning. The driver was identified as 24-year-old Aran Rodriguez of Cuero. He then fled the scene. A chase started around 11 o'clock Thursday night. The chase throughout Victoria lasted more than half an hour. The truck reached speeds of up to 105 miles an hour. During the chase, it ended on the U.S. Highway 59 frontage road. Rodriguez was arrested. He faces 4 charges, including evading arrest with a vehicle. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $72,000 bond. An autopsy is underway to determine how a man died on Wednesday. Victoria police say around 9:40 a.m. EMS workers were called to the Crossroads Apartments in the 1500 block of East Guadalupe Street. Police say the man was in cardiac arrest. 49-year-old Jerry Ramos was taken to the hospital where he died. Family members of Ramos say crews had to break down the door and someone called authorities to do a welfare check on Ramos. The Fort Bend Medical Examiner's Office will conduct an autopsy to determine the cause and manner of death. Family members say Ramos was homeless at the time, and they're uncertain who owned the apartment where he was found. The Victoria Independent School District continues its search for a new superintendent. Last evening, the borough narrowed a search down to 8 candidates. More than 50 people applied for the position. 25 News Now weekend anchor Amaya Norman has more. Amaya?
Yes, Don, the superintendent position gathered considerable interest, with the board carefully evaluating candidates to ensure they found the right fit for the district. During last night's meeting, board members worked on the selection process. Following last night's interview, the board now plans to invite 3 finalists back for a second round of interviews. The decision on who will take the helms as a new superintendent is expected by October 17th.
I mean, one of the most exciting things is just seeing some of the fresh ideas that are coming in and the commitment there is to education in this region and in this state. We have sat through 8 interviews with just some phenomenal candidates, all with incredible experience and are all result driven.
Former Superintendent Dr. Quentin Shepard resigned in April. His last day was May 25th. He's now working in the Pflugerville Independent School District near Austin. His contract was supposed to end in June of 2026. The district paid Dr. Shepard more than $49,000 for unused accrued vacation days. The VISD appointed Deputy Superintendent Randy Myers to serve as interim superintendent. Back to you, Don.
All right, Amaya, thank you. And now here's our viewer poll for today. How important is community feedback in the superintendent selection process? Here are the choices. Extremely important, somewhat important, not very important, not important at all. All right, we want to hear from you and come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and we'll have the latest results on 25 News Now at 6. A road in Victoria County Precinct 4 will be closed Monday. Tipton Road will be closed due to repairing a cross pipe. The closure will be in effect from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And now let's take a first look at your First Warn Storm Team forecast. Chief Meteorologist Mac Petta has joined us now with a look at what's going on outside. When I looked outside, Mac, about 15-20 minutes ago, I saw some dark clouds.
Yes, we actually had a shower or two rolling through the city as well. This is the activity I've been promising you all week long. It came up with that easterly wave. You can see how it's not anything severe or serious, but you might get a little sprinkles on your car this afternoon. This will fall apart during the night and then redevelop again on Saturday. But as I said, if you catch a rain shower down at Tejas Fest, consider yourself lucky. We'll have more on that and take a look at the tropics coming up in a moment. Don, back to you.
Mac, thank you. The strike that shut down ports from Maine to Texas is over, for now at least. The International Longshoremen's Association reached a tentative agreement with the United States Maritime Alliance until after the new year.
For members of the International Longshoremen's Association, it's a night of celebration.
It feels great knowing that we saved our jobs.
This was a real celebratory moment.
It comes after days of hitting the picket lines.
No contract, no word.
Our crews captured the moment strikers started packing up. After learning the ILA reached a deal with the U.S. Maritime Alliance, both groups reached an agreement on wages. CNN reports it will lead to a 62% increase over a 6-year contract.
Some people are saying, well, the amounts that we're asking for are a lot, but they're not taking into consideration what we're up against. You know, foreign entities taking this money out of our country.
Port workers say the end of the strike is a testament to the importance of their jobs.
A lot of people is affected by our jobs, and our job is a dangerous job.
But also a testament to the strength of their union.
I've been in many strikes in the 60 years I've been here, many strikes. And I knew that as long as we stayed together, we could get our result that we wanted, we could get it. And this proved that today.
Come January, when the deal will expire, workers say they're looking for the same agreement to be finalized. If not,
We would be back out on the picket lines.
The U.S. Supreme Court will hear the case of Ruben Gutierrez, a Texas death row inmate who claims DNA testing could prove he did not kill 85-year-old Escolastico Harrison during a 1998 home robbery. Gutierrez was convicted under Texas law of parties, though his attorneys argued there is no physical evidence linking him to the murder. The court stayed his execution earlier this year. Gutierrez has long requested DNA testing on items like Harrison's nail scrapings, loose hair, and blood samples from the crime scene. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Donald Trump's legal team pushes to dismiss election overturn charges. Also ahead, Supreme Court allows Biden's methane and mercury emission rules to proceed.
Here's a look at what you can expect on Community Crossroads. We hear from On-Ramp Coastal Bend. We learn about the pumpkin patch. We hear from candidate Stephanie Basham, and we learn about what the food bank of the Golden Crescent has going on.
It'll be the 3rd annual charity basketball game, and it's the postal workers against the first responders, so the Victoria Fire Department and Police Department.
Donald Trump's legal team is again asking a federal judge to dismiss some of his criminal charges related to attempts to overturn the 2020 election. In a Thursday court filing, his lawyers cited a Supreme Court ruling that narrowed how obstruction charges can be applied. The decision, U.S. versus Fisher, has led prosecutors to drop obstruction charges against several January 6th rioters. Trump faces a similar charge, but prosecutors argue his case is different from those affected by the ruling. Tomorrow, former President Trump will head back to Butler, Pennsylvania, the scene of the first attempt on his life this year. It's expected to be a powerful moment in the final weeks of this presidential race.
President Donald Trump will hold a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania this weekend, just a few months after an attempt on his life took place there.
I said that day when I was shot, I said, we're coming back. We're going to come back. And I'm fulfilling a promise. I'm fulfilling really an obligation.
Trump was minutes into a speech at his July 13th rally when a gunman fired 8 shots at the stage, one grazing the former president's ear. The Secret Service killed the shooter moments after he opened fire. The shooting led to the resignation of the Secret Service director at the time. Bipartisan outrage on Capitol Hill led to increased scrutiny of the agency and prompted Congress to pass a bill bolstering protection for major presidential and vice presidential candidates.
They just approved more money for the Secret Service, and it was unanimous. It's the first unanimous vote I can remember in Congress. The Democrats voted for it, too. So they want to see safety. Everybody wants to see safety.
During his return to Butler, the campaign says Trump will honor firefighter Corey Comparator, the 50-year-old father shot and killed during the attempted assassination. Some of his family plans to be there.
I know that that's where the trauma happened for my family. I'm not nervous about going. It's strange. I'm not nervous about going.
Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
The Supreme Court is letting rules that would cut emissions of the planet-warming gas methane and the metal mercury stand. It's a rare win for an environmental regulation pending before the conservative High Court. The ruling does not uphold the methane and mercury rules, but it allows the Biden administration to enforce them while legal challenges continue. That process could take years. Republican officials in over 24 states wanted the Supreme Court to stop the methane rule, arguing the Environmental Protection Agency overstepped its authority. Tomorrow is World Meningitis Day. It's a time to bring awareness to a disease that causes inflammation of the areas surrounding a person's brain and spinal cord. Earlier this year, the CDC warned about a rise in cases. Today's Health Minute has more on what to know about meningitis and how to protect against all forms of it.
In 2013, college sophomore Emily Stillman called home with a headache.
I thought she had the flu. She thought she was overtired.
The next time her mother got a call, she says it was from the hospital. She was told her daughter had contracted meningococcal meningitis.
Emily died the next day. Emily had no chance.
Alicia Stillman says she thought her daughter had been vaccinated against all forms of meningitis, but 11 years ago, the vaccine to protect against Emily's form of the disease hadn't yet come out.
Meningococcal meningitis is fast-acting and highly dangerous.
Stillman and others launched the American Society for Meningitis Prevention to make people aware of the disease, which is mainly caused by 5 types of meningococcal bacteria. Vaccines to protect against all of them are now available in the U.S. and recommended for adolescents and those who have other risk factors or underlying medical conditions like HIV.
Meningitis B is not a mandatory vaccine.
That's why those who work with the nonprofit say it's important for healthcare providers and parents like Stillman to stay on top of vaccinations.
It's important that all parents know what vaccines their child is given so that they can ensure that their children have received protection against all 5 serogroups.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. You might have seen the clouds rolling in. We had a few little showers out there. and of course that helps out. We're looking at 87 degrees today. That's currently, actually. We got up maybe to about 93 before the clouds rolled in. We had nothing in terms of rainfall at the airport. Maybe we'll get some tomorrow, but I don't think it's really going to be a significant rain activity to mess up your weekend. We'll have more on that and take a look at the tropics coming up after this. Well, it's Friday night and lots of people heading out to stadiums all over the crossroads. Our game of the week is the Tidehaven Tigers versus the Industrial Cobras. And I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Don, Don pointed it out, said not the Cougars, it's the Cobras. I'll get that fixed, but it's going to be partly cloudy. We had a few sprinkles in the area, but that's going to decrease now that the sun's going down. We're looking at gentle light east winds at 10 miles an hour. Kickoff at 82 and end of game about 76. So you're going to have a great time. There's the little shower activity that rolled through the area. Nothing significant, but it was nice to see, a little bit of cloud cover. It's been so dry and so hot for so long. This activity is only going to be around for another day, and then it's all going to go away. Let's see the bigger view. There you can see the trough of low pressure that is set up. That finally rolled up to the coastal bend, and we are looking at that activity going this way to the west of it and this way to the east of it. That's the pattern of circulation. So now you're saying, well, whatever happened to all that tropical stuff? Well, that's it. It actually separated because low pressure, the kind that gives us tropical systems, has developed right here. That's off the coast of Mexico, and I've got more on that coming up. So your forecast high tomorrow with the addition of the clouds is only 91, a cooling trend, folks. Yes, we're so excited. And of course, the big question is, will we get any significant rainfall? And tomorrow it'll be very spotty, and I don't think it'll be much. Now, then we go down here. See, X marks the spot. That's where a tropical system is developing. And ordinarily you'd say tropical system in the Gulf, time to get excited. Not to worry, not to worry. I'm going to show you why in a second. All the way across the Atlantic, we've got two monster storms. In fact, this one is Kirk. It was at a Category 4, and it continues to sort of wind up. Fortunately, it's a fish storm. We're not going to have to worry about it. Here's the forecast for rainfall tomorrow. Couple of little bands coming through. Nothing major. I think it's, going to be fine for Tejas Fest, but this is the big news of the day. Down off the coast of Mexico, we're going to pick up a spin. This will become a tropical depression, possibly a named storm by Monday, Tuesday of next week. Then where does it go? It goes to the northeast. It goes to where? It goes to Florida, where they don't need any more rain. They're going to get possibly a tropical system rolling through that area in about 7 days. So we are looking fairly nice as we get to the weekend. Of course, the clouds are going to help the temperature a little bit. But after that system forms, all of the clouds are going to go away. So we're looking partly cloudy, isolated showers, about a 40% tomorrow. And same thing for Cuero, looking at about a 93. Sunday, that system begins to develop, and that gives us a dry north wind. So we're on the north side of it. So it's going to give us drying temperatures, lots of sunshine through the early part of the week. This secondary front sort of gives us a little bit of a renewed north wind, and the temperatures will actually come down to the upper 80s. We're so excited for that. So have a great weekend, folks. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have that QR code. If you scan that with your cell phone, you can put Crossroads a day on your cell. And we'll toss it back to Don. Thanks for that correction, Don. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome, sir. Thank you. And coming up on 25 News now at 5, we'll take a look at your stocks. Plus, achieving the American dream now costs millions. What a new study suggests is the key to success. Stay tuned for that. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow is up 341 points. The S&P 500 up 51 points, and the Nasdaq up 219 points. Oil is up 96 cents, closing at $74.67 per barrel. If you want to achieve the American dream, it'll cost you $4.4 million. A financial market news and investment site named Investopedia breaks that down for a family. As far as the biggest expense, retirement at $1.6 million, followed by home ownership at $930,000. Raising 2 children, including college, costs an average of $832,000. Other costs include vacations, pets, weddings, funerals, and monthly payments on 2 new cars from age 29 to 75. The main takeaway of all this, saving and investing are key. U.S. job growth accelerated much more than anticipated last month. The news provides some further reassurance for the ongoing stability of the labor market. The government reports employers added an estimated 254,000 jobs in September. The figure blows economists' expectations for a 140,000 job gain out of that water, and it's a higher tally than August's monthly total of 159,000 jobs. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate dropped slightly to 4.1%. Stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast. Plus, why a new study suggests dolphins smile at each other. And now here's a look at what's coming on World News Tonight, right after 25 News Now at 5.
A strike that could have crippled the economy suspended. Where talks landed, plus the death toll and the long road to recovery after Hurricane Helene. World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
New research suggests dolphins might smile at each other when they play. Italian and French scientists studied nearly 24 dolphins while they played with each other, their human trainers, and on their own. They found the dolphins almost always made an open-mouthed expression comparable to a smile while they were playing with each other rather than with humans or by themselves. Researchers believe dolphins do it to stop their games from turning into a fight due to miscommunication. How would you miscommunicate? Well, I guess we'll have to ask Flipper.
We grew up with Flipper, right? And I'm convinced they smile.
Yes.
They talk to you. And my puppy, when he's playing, roughhousing with the other, he smiles. I swear, I mean, I can see him. He's smiling. His tongue's out. His lip. He's very happy. So.
And why
yes,
wouldn't he be?
Yes, they do. Absolutely. All right, folks. You'll smile too if you see a little rain shower tomorrow. That's a whopping 40%. It's not a huge thing, but we will see afternoon showers rolling around the area. Most of them, again, will be in the afternoon, and then drier air rolls in on Sunday. We're back to the sunny skies, and we cool down to the upper 80s by the end of next week. Don, isn't that exciting?
So no rain tonight for Tejas Fest. What about tomorrow?
It'll occur in the late afternoon hours, and it'll be very spotty. So what are the chances of it hitting downtown? 40%. So
run for the dry spot.
Run after the cloud. And
that's right. Thank you, Mac, and thanks for being here. We'll see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight's next.